Late at night, I stopped at a deserted gas station, my fuel gauge dangerously low. The place felt abandoned, its worn-out pavement illuminated by flickering lights. A sense of unease settled within me as I looked around, finding no signs of life. I stepped out of the car, the cool night air sending a shiver down my spine. The silence was overwhelming, broken only by the distant hum of the pumps. Something felt off, as if the station had been forgotten for years. Approaching the rusty gas pump, I noticed the dimly lit convenience store adjacent to it. Its windows were dirty, concealing the interior. A foreboding feeling washed over me, intensifying my unease. As I pumped gas, an unsettling silence filled the station. A creeping paranoia took hold of me, as if unseen eyes were watching my every move. A distant rustling sound caught my attention, and I turned to see shadows moving in the corner of the lot. Figures emerged from the darkness, tall and gaunt, with hollow eyes and ragged clothes. They moved strangely, their presence unsettling. Fear consumed me, and I couldn't shake the feeling that danger lurked within this forsaken place. A cold breeze swept through the station, carrying with it unintelligible whispers. Their malevolence sent chills down my spine. Panic gripped me, rendering me voiceless and unable to seek help. The figures drew closer, their footsteps silent, their intentions unknown. I backed away, desperately trying to escape their reach. But just as I reached my car, a hoarse voice whispered, "You shouldn't have come here." The gas station lights abruptly went out, plunging everything into darkness. I could feel their gaze upon me, their presence haunting. Trembling, I reached for my phone, hoping its light would offer some solace. As the flashlight illuminated the night, I saw the figures standing ominously close, their eyes burning with an insatiable hunger. Panic surged within me as I fumbled for an escape. I raced towards the convenience store, seeking refuge, but as I entered, a putrid smell overwhelmed me. The shelves were filled with decaying products covered in thick dust. The air was stagnant, filled with a nauseating odor. In the flickering light, I caught glimpses of something sinister lurking in the shadows. My heart raced as I realized the true nature of this place. As I drove along the desolate highway, a wave of exhaustion washed over me. The darkness of the night seemed to press against my windows, and the faint glow of the dashboard was my only solace. The fuel gauge needle hovered dangerously close to empty, forcing me to seek refuge at the next gas station. I spotted a lone gas station up ahead, its neon sign flickering intermittently. Relief washed over me as I pulled into the dimly lit lot. The air hung heavy with an unsettling silence, broken only by the distant hum of the pumps. I glanced around, but there was no sign of anyone else. Reluctantly, I stepped out of the car, my senses heightened by the eerie stillness. The gravel beneath my feet crunched softly as I made my way toward the flickering lights of the convenience store. The buzzing of the overhead fluorescent bulbs echoed through the empty aisles, casting an eerie glow on the worn-out shelves. I approached the counter, but there was no attendant in sight. I rang the small bell, its chime piercing the silence. No response. An uneasy feeling crept over me, as if I were being watched by unseen eyes. I grabbed a few snacks and a drink from the shelves, my footsteps echoing through the deserted store. As I made my way back to the counter, I noticed a flickering security camera mounted on the wall. Its lens focused on the entrance, but it seemed to be malfunctioning, displaying only static on the small monitor. Unease settled in the pit of my stomach, and a chill ran down my spine. I called out, "Hello, is anyone here?" The only reply was my own voice echoing back at me, swallowed by the emptiness of the store. Feeling a growing sense of unease, I hurried back to my car, eager to leave the Eerie gas station behind. But as I approached my vehicle, I realized something was terribly wrong. The tires were slashed, deflated beyond repair. Panic gripped me as I scanned the area, searching for any signs of life. The silence seemed to press against my ears, suffocating me. I reached for my phone, hoping for a signal, but the screen remained blank, devoid of any connection. The harsh reality sank in. I was stranded in this desolate place at the mercy of the unknown. Fear coiled within me as I pondered my next move. With no other option, I decided to walk back to the gas station, hoping to find some help or a working phone. As I made my way through the darkness, every shadow seemed to taunt me, whispering secrets that I couldn't decipher. The wind howled through the empty gas pumps, amplifying the sense of isolation. When I finally reached the gas station, a new horror awaited me. The convenience store that had once been dimly lit was now engulfed in darkness. The flickering lights had completely gone out, leaving behind a void of blackness. I hesitated, fear gnawing at my resolve, but I had no other choice. I took a deep breath and stepped into the darkness, my heart pounding in my chest. The scent of gasoline and decay lingered in the air, suffocating and putrid. Every step felt like a descent into madness, my senses heightened to their limits. The shelves were bare, stripped of their contents, as if the gas station had been abandoned for years. An eerie silence hung in the air, broken only by the sound of my own footsteps echoing through the store. Suddenly, a whisper, barely audible, drifted through the darkness. It was a voice I didn't recognize, a voice filled with malice and despair. Fear gripped me, rendering me paralyzed. Without thinking, I flung the door open and stumbled out into the night, the oppressive darkness now a sanctuary compared to the horrors I had encountered inside. I sprinted as fast as my trembling legs could carry me, the gas station fading into the distance behind me. Days turned into weeks, and the incident at the gas station became a haunting memory. But the fear remained, etched into my very being. I couldn't shake the feeling that something malevolent had crossed my path that night, forever altering my perception of the world. To this day, I avoid driving at night whenever possible. The darkness holds a deeper meaning for me now, a reminder of the unknown horrors that may lurk just beyond the reach of our everyday lives. And the gas station, forever tainted by that chilling encounter, serves as a grim reminder that sometimes even the most mundane places can become a gateway to unimaginable terror.